Hey everyone, it's Ryan from Genius on Hold and AK Turbo from Bronco 6G. Thought I'd spend a few minutes today just running through some of the apps I'm testing out for overlanding and off-roading. I'm using apps like GAIA, Google Earth, All Trails, and Trailforks. But today I'm pretty much going to focus on GAIA. That's the go-to app for overlanding. It has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integration, and it honestly has all the advanced features to make it awesome and somewhat frustrating at times. But I think once you get the hang of it, it really just comes down to identifying the roads and trails that you're looking for or importing from other apps. And really comes down to, have you made a good choice on, is this truly a road for a vehicle, or did you just route a hiking trail? And that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's a small challenge. You don't want to show up at the trailhead and it's got a gate and you can't get past it. But anyways, so I'm going to do a quick run through on Gaia and importing, exporting in between the different apps, and maybe you can make some use of this. And be sure to let me know what you think of what I shared, and then also if you have any tips for everyone else, because I am not an expert. I am learning as I go. All right, so the first thing when you get into Gaia is it's a subscription app. So is All Trails, and then you can also subscribe to Gaia and upgrade to Trailforks. Honestly, Trailforks is not working for me on overlanding, and I don't really know if it's really working for mountain biking either. Um, but so here we're taking a look at the Cascades here in Washington State. I I've spent probably the better part of 20 years exploring all these trails, and I can't claim to have explored even a fraction of them. Uh, but I'm looking to change that. So the first thing that's of interest here is the notion of layers. So you come into Gaia, you're given some defaults, some filters, some searches. You can see I've added everything, and no matter really what you it comes down to, Gaia Overland is what you're looking for if you're overlanding with your Jeep, Bronco, or Toyota. Um, Another one that's interesting and I highly recommend is adding Google Earth. Um, I'm not going to run into how to install Google Earth, but I'll show you what it looks like later. Hopefully I don't forget. But you add a custom source, Google Earth, you use some URL, and then the zoom range dictates how much data your phone is going to have to download when it's offline. And I haven't figured out how much that means to me quite yet if I increase the resolution there. Uh, but really, I'm getting away with uh, these few layers, and you'll see why here in a minute. All right, so now we've got layers covered. Uh, let's see. Oh, can't forget Trailforks. So now, if you're not overlanding, but you're looking for, you know, mountain biking or hiking, Trailforks is owned by the same company, and you can come in here and start routing these. But I highly recommend going to your Trailforks app itself and making sure you're routing properly. For example, here you can actually set the width of the trail and it's blank. So I think these are trails. It's telling me it's okay. Um, oh, yep, shoestring. I've already run that one in the Bronco. Um, so it is calling it out, and so this would be something you could go right in. It's integrated to the layers right here in Gaia, but I'm going to remove that since I don't use it. And actually, it says MTB. So from here, you could actually export this into Gaia if you had to. All right, so we've added layers, Google Earth, Trailforks, and now let's go take a look at some of the things that I've done already. So I've started organizing all these by folders. It gets really confusing when you start having recordings that you've logged, you've manually created routes. Let's hide them all, and then downloaded routes. Because then you don't know what you've created versus what you downloaded. And I'm probably going to add a new folder for, uh, I'm going, trails that are complete or ready to run. That way I know I've vetted the path and it's set, because I don't really want to go by somebody else's downloaded map and trust what they've done. And also when you organize by folders, it lets you hide the different categories that you've created. So let's go take a look at some something I've run already. So here's out at Natchez Rimrock Trail. So you can see we've started the trail. Let's see, how do I? You just click on it. All right, now we've switched to it. Now you can actually see all the statistics. We were 7 hours on the trail, moving 4 hours, average speed, and so on. This was the most extreme four-wheeling trail I can think of for Washington. Um, but you got some features here that you can do. You see your elevation drops. Um, then you can start getting into taking a look at the topo and how the path flowed. And you can do the same thing. It's not super interesting after the fact, except for when you get to these ridges and whatnot. But when you're creating a path, this really helps you define, okay, am I selecting a valid um, trail? And what this doesn't show you is how scary that is. So, but let's see. Let's see if we turn off some layers here. Now this is the built-in maps. Let's overlay it with Google Earth. Let's see how that does. Improve the quality a bit. And again, you can do this with any path you've recorded or created. So what we'll do is we'll send this to Google Earth here in a minute, or a different path. But that just lets you get an idea of what you can do for planning, or also just replay of something you recorded on your phone already. Okay, well, let's go create a path. So I've got this idea that I want to drive from I-90 to Highway 2. I'm told I can do it. And we're going to switch to really the only layer I need. And so let's see, I think I want to start at North Bend. All right, so we're at North Bend. I know somewhere around here at exit 38 gets me up here, but it just looks like a dead end. And at this point, I don't know the app well enough, or these trails, to know if I can actually continue on. If I can drive on this other forest road. So I'd have to go look for gates, check out satellite, or even YouTube, Google search some of these roads. That road's headed the wrong way. So I want something over here. So let's go over here and do a route. Let's make it to where you can see it. We want to go from North Bend to the north. Don't know where yet. This is the key thing here. You got to go driving. Otherwise, you're going to have a route that's made for a hiker, and that's not going to go well. All right. So you have to be patient with this app. I clicked it. I'm on a super high power computer, but it still seems to take a little bit of time. All right. So I kind of lost the resolution there. All right. So I'm in North Bend, headed north. I'm just hovering. I'm not clicking on anything. And you can see when it gets a straight line, there's no path to get there. So I've given it a second. It highlighted that. If I clicked here, it would set a waypoint, and then it would continue on from there. But what we're going to do is get us up. Let's see if we can just get all the way to index. All right, so see, look, it's taking us up 203, up through Duval. Not where we want to go. Okay, cool. All right, so we've routed that much, and all right, now we're going to save that. So now we actually have a route out of this whole rat nest spaghetti maze that Gaia says I can accomplish this. So let's see. So we're in the route already. So I'm going to go ahead and export it as a KML. Go to Google Earth. We need to create a project. Let's see, make new project. All right, so open import file from computer, North Bend to the north. Google Earth does its fancy thing, and now we've got a route. All right, this looks achievable. I'm already noticing sending me out of North Bend. Sweet, bit of dirtfish. Off-roaded all this in the Bronco. Let's get a little bit of elevation. So this looks like a super chill road through the mountains. Plenty of offshoots to go explore. See, I don't know if I'm allowed to go up there. This gives you an idea of what's possible. All right, so we'll just zoom through this path. That looks like it's just a fun little sightseeing trip, and yeah, that looks like a something worth trying on a weekend. Cool. All right. Well, that shows off Google Earth, and really, I think that's the main trick to this is figuring out how to route these paths. Uh, so if we go back, I'm just going to do a little more complicated route. So you can see here that we've already routed Greenwater to Stampede Crystal Springs Snow Park up here in I-90. So basically getting us from 410 to I-90. This is a path I want to do. See here, I had it on hiking mode actually to begin with, and what it did was it routed me past this gate. So you're gonna have to go Google different the legends and what these trails mean, and it's not very intuitive because even single dash lines are some of the off-road trails we were doing down in Natchez. So there's not a lot of logic to offer here, um, but it's really cool to see that I can, in theory, drive for 410 to I-90. New project, import, Greenwater Stampede. All right, so I know this is valid because this is our snow park where we snowmobile from. But we go this way. I have no idea what's this way. But apparently it looks like it takes us up the back side of the mountain. And I did check this already. I could choose a different route, but it would send me so far close to Natchez Trail, which is not where I was wanting to go, even though Natchez Trail is somewhere down here. Um, this path looks achievable. I'd want to take somebody with me. So some of these hills are pretty sketchy. And then once you get down here, it doesn't look too bad. But that's it. I think I covered all the bases. So yeah, you've got Gaia, Google Earth, all trails, maybe not Trailforks. Um, this Gaia Overland layer is new apparently, and it is really cool. I don't even think I'm using any of these other layers. But yeah, record your paths, you can share them with other people that you went with. And yeah, looking forward to testing this out and getting on the trail. Let me know how it goes for you.